What's good? This is Algernon Hall, aka the Dream Catcher, your dream coach. And I'm so excited once again because this is episode 6. We're continuing this journey to awaken our dreams. And last week we talked about extraordinary you, and we talked about being extraordinary. And that's that thing that makes you, you. It's your gifts, it's your talents, it's your abilities, it's your dopeness, it's your sexiness. It's what makes you, you. And we talked about committing to discover. If you don't know what you're gifted at, if you don't know what you're talented at, if you don't know the abilities that you have, we talked about committing to discover those gifts, those talents and abilities. And we also talked about committing to cultivate. Once you identify those things, and I don't know whether you know them or not, but once you identify them, you got to put in some work and you have to cultivate those things to be extraordinary, to operate on a high level of who you are. And when you talk about extraordinary you, when you talk about being extraordinary, it's such a broad topic. And this past week, I decided to develop a series within this series, if you will, because it's something that we really have to dig deep in to develop our belief system and our mental state. So this is going to be extraordinary too. And this is all about sacrifice. That's right, we're talking about sacrifice. What are we sacrificing? We're sacrificing people, we're sacrificing places, and we're sacrificing those things. What are we sacrificing people? Because the bottom line is, in order for you to get to where you're going, you're going to have to let go of some baggage. There's a lot of things that we are carrying and hanging on to that's hindering us from getting closer and closer to our dreams. Things that are setting us back, things that are delaying our life as far as what we want to do with life. So let's just talk about people. Let's talk about our family members. Let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about co-workers. Think about those people that are totally negative. Everything that they got to say is something negative. You can't do that. It's never been done. Yada, yada, yada. Those are not people that are dreamers. They don't understand where you're going. They don't understand what it takes to get there. So it's really not their fault. It's all about the mindset. But if you see that that's holding you back, then you got to separate yourself. Yeah, it's going to be painful. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of friends that's going to say you think that you're better than us. There's going to be some family members. What's wrong with you? You don't change. No, you're trying to get to where you're going. So you got a lot of times what you got to do is you got to look at what you have in your circumference, and you got to let some of those things go, some of those people go. I guarantee if you identify a successful person, I guarantee you can identify 50 people around them that are successful, that are doing like-minded things. I want to give you an example, and I want to share a story with you. In 2008, I started Jubilee Children's Entertainment. And at that particular time in my life, in 2006, 2007, I was around some brothers. It was Mark Poland and Vince Abani, some dear friends to this day. As a matter of fact, Vince helps me with these videos right now. He's here today. And I remember going back, we all had a desire. We identified our gifts, our talents, and our abilities. And we were around each other. So what we did was we encouraged one another. We held each other accountable. And we just were like-minded. And we were always just building each other up. And what it did in 2008, we all launched our businesses the same year. It was incredible. It was a principle that when I discovered it, it just blew my mind. So Vince had Masterpiece Design Group, which is graphic design. Mark had a gifting and custom clothing with men's suits and women's suits. And I started Jubilee Children's Entertainment. And at that time in my life, I understood that when you surround yourself with the right people, things begin to happen. So you got to do a self-evaluation of who you have in your circle or your inner circle, and you may have to let some of them go. If they're not going in the same direction of you, if they're not thinking the same thoughts, if they don't want to go where you want to go, not necessarily in the same field, but if they don't want to pursue success with the hunger, with the vigor that you want to, you might have to let them go. That's the bottom line. The second thing is places. Places. What are those places that you're going that's taken away from time that you have to be spent, that you could be using for your dream? Are you hanging out at the club late at night, which which makes you sleep in later? You can't get up early and strategically plan your day and just get your mind right and in order. What are those places? Are those places that you go, are they leading you in the wrong directions to do the wrong things? If you're an athlete, if you're a football player, are you going to places where it's not putting you in the right frame of mind, where you need to be working on your body and your conditioning? The places impact tremendously. There's plenty of people that was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I got a friend that that graduated high school with, and he was on his way to the University of Cal on a scholarship. He was a running back, and he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, meaning that he was in Jersey City in the midst of a robbery with some other kids or whatever. And what happened was one of the guys shot and killed a gas attendant, and my friend is still in jail to this day. This happened in 1991. People, places, things. He was at the wrong place, and what that did was it derailed his dreams. So that's one thing, you gotta really evaluate the places where you're going. Is it developing you? Is it surrounding yourself? Or is that place that you're going to, is it putting you in front of people, like-minded people that are going in the same direction? Is it putting you in people that's gonna build you up and that you're gonna benefit and grow from? The last thing is things. What are those things that are hindering you from getting closer to your dreams? A lot of us are wrapped up into reality shows. We watch reality shows 3 and 4 night. The Kardashians, we watch Housewives of Atlanta, whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with it, but in moderation. What are those things that you have to let go? Those things that we complain about time, all the time. I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. Yet what we do is we watch 4 hours of reality shows. Or if you like me years ago, I love sports, football, basketball. I used to watch ESPN 3 and 4 times a day in the morning. If it came on at 8:15, if it came on at 8 o'clock at the top of the hour and I caught it at 8:15, I would watch it all the way to 9, and then I would watch it again. And then I would watch it again in the afternoon. And then I would watch it again when I got home. Why? That's valuable time that you could be using, putting it towards your dream. So what are those things? I don't know. Maybe you're hooked on Power like I am. Maybe you're watching the episode of Power on Showtime. You're watching the 3 episodes within 1 week, the same episode. You have to identify those things that are hindering you. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe you're on the phone with this person, you're digging them like that. When you're talking on the phone with them 6, 7 hours at night, like for what? You gotta let go of some people. You gotta let go of some things. You gotta let go of some places. And the bottom line is, if you want something that you've never done before, that you never had before, you gotta do something that you've never done before. So sacrifice. So that's the recap. Sacrifice. Sacrifice people. Sacrifice places. Sacrifice those things that are hindering you from getting closer to your dreams. I appreciate it so much. This is the end of episode 6 of the Dream Series. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. I'll see you next time. Peace.